Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, so we're going to do another workout with Coach Whitney Hill. It is the Wellness with Whitney Hill YouTube channel. Today we are going to do a slider workout. So if you don't have sliders, you can always just grab paper plates, throw those on the floor, or these are just furniture movers that I got from Lowe's. They're super cheap, and they came in a pack of 6, I think, so I have some extras to spare. But what we're going to do is set a timer for 14 total minutes, and you're going to move through all of these movements and just do as many rounds as you can in that 14 minutes. Sound good? Today, your first movement is going to be a slider plank jack. So the slider is going to be on your toes. You're going to hold a plank, so hold the top of that push-up position, extension plank position. Oh. Make sure those toes are on that slider. Shoulders are down and back, and from here, you're just going to open and close the legs. They don't have to go too wide, just as wide as you would if you were doing like a jumping jack, but it's in this plank position. So you'll do 10 reps of a plank jack, just moving out and in, squeezing those inner thighs, holding that belly tight, not letting the hips sag. So while you're holding that plank, you don't want the hips down here, and you don't want the butt up here, doing weird things. So make sure you hold that plank nice and steady. Nice straight line between the shoulder, hips, and knees. Then you can use just one slider. You're going to plant one foot. One slider is going to go on the toe. And from here we're going to do a slider curtsey lunge. So we've done curtsey lunges before. It's where you're going to go diagonal behind yourself at about a, sorry about that, guys. At about a 45. Let me try that again. So, toes on the slider, shoulders down and back. Starting right here, we're going to sink down and then slide that toe up, sink back, sliding up each time, trying to hit the outside of that glute. So you'll feel it each time. I'm going back and behind my own leg at about that 45-degree angle, so you don't have to go super like crazy crisscrossity to where it's giving you a weird torque in your low back, but just enough to where when you're sliding back, you'll feel the outside of your glute activate as you're pushing up through that heel a little bit more. So that's what I'm trying to work on. Just starting the outside of the glute each time, and you'll do 10 per leg for this slider curtsey lunge. And then you can put them back down towards where your feet were for that plank, and you're going to hold that same plank position, but do a slider mountain climber. So you can do 10 per side, and what your goal is going to be on the mountain climber is keeping those elbows locked out, and you're trying to get your knee up towards your elbow with that toe moving on that slider. So toes planted on the slider, shoulders down and back, belly's tight, and then I am just driving my knee up towards my elbow, and I will work on 10 reps each side, not letting my hips swag or get too high up into the air. Then you're going to turn over onto your bottom, and from here I want you to put your heels on the slider. So this one will be a little more difficult. Heels are going to be on the slider. We're going to do a slider hamstring curl. So we're going to put our hands flat, roll our shoulder blades down and back. That way we have like a nice meaty spot on our shoulders on the floor. So when you squeeze those shoulder blades together, those ROMs and traps come together, and you have a nice platform for your back to have somewhere to land. From here, I'm going to squeeze my butt up. That way, there's a little bit of space between my bottom and the ground when I start this movement. Hands are planted, squeezing my butt up, and then I'm just going to drag my heels towards my glutes. Let me move my hands up so you can see a little bit more. Dragging my heels all the way towards my bottom, squeezing my glutes, squeezing my hamstrings. Guaranteed you're going to feel this one immediately. This one's always a kicker, but 10 hamstring curls, you will feel those hamstrings. If you've never felt them before, you'll know what they are now. And then you're going to finish with a slider pike-up. So we're going to be using that plank position and then moving up into like a down dog type position. So I just call it a pike-up because you're basically trying to pike your toes towards your hands while sending your hips towards the ceiling. So hands are underneath my shoulders, elbow pits are rotated forward, hands are planted. I'm going to think about squeezing my lower abdominals, driving up with my hips, squeezing my hip flexors to bring my toes forward, and then push it back. So when I do this, what I'm thinking about doing is pushing my head through my shoulders while driving my hips to the ceiling and driving my toes towards my hands. It really works your hip flexors and your lower abdominals, and your shoulders are going to get a good burn on this one. So, grab those sliders, grab paper plates, furniture movers. If you have nice sliders, it probably won't fall off your toe like mine did. But it's just those 5 movements. So slider plank jack. We had a slider curtsey lunge with the 45-degree lunge behind our lead leg. And then we had slider mountain climbers, slider hamstring curls, slider pike-ups. This is a really good total body workout that's really focused on your legs, your core, and your shoulders. So you're really going to feel it in the abs, your shoulders, and then if nothing else, you'll definitely feel those hamstring curls. They are a killer. And then your legs should be nice and rounded out because we hit the hamstrings, the tops of the legs, backs of the legs, and the side. So I like to make sure in any workout that I do, we hit as many angles as we can. So today, we even did the plank jack hitting the adductor. So it should be a nice, well-rounded workout with that slider. Just 10 reps of everything, and you should really feel a nice, good burn on this one. Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking about my workouts and if you like them. Also, if you want any cool socks like these are the AZ socks. They're on Instagram, and they are awesome. They have some really cool socks that this is my favorite time of year when it starts getting warmer to start wearing my funky socks just because I think they're neat. But I'm about to go run and get to my workout real quick. I'm going to edit this video later and throw it up on my YouTube. But I love you guys so much. There was a new release today that was super exciting on Zaya. It's a new matching sports bra and legging set that has pockets in the leggings, which these shorts have pockets. They're not Zaya, but that's why I'm wearing them. So if you're wondering, why isn't she wearing Zaya? Well, because these have pockets. And that's why I like Zaya, because all their leggings have pockets. But I'm going to go do my workout at CrossFit Midland. I coach there at noon. And if ever you're in Midland, make sure you check them out. They're freaking awesome, and that's where I reclaimed all my health for the most part. I started on my own in a gym that was just like a regular Glovo gym, and when I got tired of doing that, I found CrossFit, and it's been fantastic. So if you ever want to try, go to CrossFit Midland. And as always, check me out on my Instagram at Coach Whitney Hill or my actively.wild page. And then if ever you want to catch me up on my WordPress or my website, those are all going to be linked down below. So I thank you all so much for watching, and I appreciate y'all tuning in each week. Mwah!